Okay, this is going to be a video on troubleshooting and problems that we're having with the Makerfire DVR. This is the original one that I received. I had issues with the recorded video. The manufacturer then sent me a replacement, which I currently have mounted on top of my ground station. We'll get to that one in a minute. First part of this video is just going to be basically verifying that all of my other equipment works. Okay, so we will be using Inductrix FPV as a camera with a video transmission source. Also a 3D printed ZMR 250. And then the newest one on my fleet would be the Tyro 99. And we will be using all three of the video transmitters from these drones to verify that it is not an issue with the VTX. The receiver is going to be my Fat Shark Teleporter V5s. This is currently the only pair of goggles I have, so we'll just have to make deal with that. I have the video out on those piped into my ground station, currently using the cable that came with the DVR. Originally, when I had issues with it not working, I bought an additional cable to which the manufacturer said their product is not compatible with this type of cable. It's a 3mm AV cable, so I don't know what the issue would be, but I am using their cable for these tests. Okay, here you can see I've got the Inductrix is powered on. I don't know if you're going to be able to see the video within the goggles, but we will try to. There you go. You can see I've got video into the goggles and then coming out of the goggles and into my ground station. And I can prove that the ground station is not receiving a signal because if I disconnect the AV cable, we get AV source and the signal goes away. Plug it back in, and so we are now receiving signal from my goggles to my ground station. Okay, so same test again, this time using the video transmitter from the 3D printed ZMR. Again, receiving video from my goggles, video out into my ground station, and there is my ground station with my OSD display. Once again, if I unplug the AV cable, it goes away and it says AV in the upper corner, so we know we are not under one of the race bands. And finally, we have the VTX on the Tyro fired up. Once again, receiving video on the goggles through the cable into my ground station, and once again you can see my OSD information showing that it's coming from this quad right here. If I move it, you can see that it's moving. Okay. Alright, so you can see I'm back to the Inductrix. I've got it powered up. I am receiving video to my goggles. Okay. Once again, video out is now going into the Makerfire DVR. Flashing light indicates that it is recording. We're going to go ahead and let it go for a little bit. It was recording for approximately 30 seconds before I started this clip. Okay, I currently have nothing hooked up to my ground station, so that's why there's no picture there. Alright, so now I've set my DVR up for video out using the manufacturer supplied cable, going to my video in on my ground station, and let's go ahead and see if we can get this to play. Okay, my understanding is I should now be at a, there we go, play menu. And let's go ahead and tell it to play that one. And for those of us that are old enough, you know, to remember when HBO used to look like this. Now I've tried going to the menu screen to change settings. Thought maybe it was an issue with NTSC and PAL. However, in fact, let me show you that now. If I shut this unit off, let me stop this. If I shut the unit off and then turn it back on. Okay, so that's on right there. And let's go ahead and try to open up a menu. Check connection on my cables, is still, everything's plugged in. That right there, I should be getting a menu, but I am not getting anything. Let's go ahead and shut it off again. Try to turn it back on. Give it a second. Okay, there we go, it's back on. You can see there's, occasionally you can see an icon. You know, it's trying to image up. Let's go ahead and try to open the menu again. Long press on the menu. You can see it change, but again, there's absolutely no usable information coming out of the component. I'm going to pause this right here. I'm going to change over to the original one, and we're going to try this same test again. Okay, here is the original one that they sent me that I've got set up. You can once again see that it's trying to show an image, but I'm not able to use that for anything. And once again, they might say, well, maybe the cable is bad between the DVR and the ground station. But if you'll remember the beginning of the video, I had that same cable of the video out of my goggles, and I had crystal clear picture. All right, and last but not least, I thought maybe if I pulled the SD card out and tried just running the file directly on a computer, that would work. And this is the video that it recorded. This is from the replacement unit. The original unit did this same thing, with the exception of a very loud buzzing that was in the background. I was told that was because I did not have a microphone set up on my quadcopters. That doesn't really matter to me because I usually separate the audio anyway and set it to music and or a dialogue track. Alright, so there you have it. Testing on both the original and the replacement Makerfire DVR. 3 separate video sources, three separate AV cables, pulling the SD card out and trying to play directly from the SD card on a computer. Originally, I thought maybe I just got a bad unit and was hoping that the replacement unit would take care of the issue. But 2 in a row, I think that's probably a product issue.